If you're watching this message on October 22nd, you're already part of something extraordinary. Only 1% of people were meant to see this right now, and that's not a coincidence. There's a reason this message found you. While millions scroll through endless noise, you stopped here. That pause, that moment is your signal. The universe, or something deeper within you, is trying to get your attention. Today isn't just another day on the calendar. October 22nd carries an energy that most won't even feel, but those who do are standing at the edge of a personal turning point. This day opens a brief window where alignment happens faster, intuition grows stronger, and synchronicities start to appear more clearly than ever before. While the world moves through routine and distraction, a rare few, the 1%, will feel the vibration shift. And if you're still here, you're already in tune with it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this message appeared in your path, what it means for you on this specific day, and how to use it to attract what you've been quietly waiting for. Because this isn't about luck, fate, or chance. It's about alignment. It's about your energy finding its frequency match. It's about your awareness rising above the noise long enough to hear what's truly calling you. So stay with me until the end, because there are 3 powerful truths I'll share with you. First, what's happening energetically around October 22nd, the unseen shift that affects how things unfold. Second, how to know whether you're truly part of the 1% who can sense and respond to this moment. And third, what you must do right now to lock into this frequency and let your next chapter unfold naturally. But before we go deeper, let's set the stage. Throughout history, certain days seem to hum with hidden potential. These aren't coincidences or myths. They often align with rare cosmic patterns, energy movements, and even psychological states of heightened awareness. Scientists might call it bio-rhythmic synchronization. Spiritual teachers call it energetic alignment. Either way, it's real. Today, October 22nd, marks one of those crosspoints where thought, intention, and reality briefly overlap, where the things you focus on begin to move toward you faster. You may not see it, but you might already feel it. That quiet restlessness, that sudden burst of inspiration, or the strange sense that something is about to happen. That feeling isn't random. It's your signal. The 1% feel it because they've trained themselves to notice patterns others ignore. They recognize when their emotions, thoughts, and surroundings start to vibrate in sync, like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. Throughout ancient calendars and energy readings, the number 22 has been known as a master builder number, the vibration of creation, balance, and manifestation. On the 22nd day, that frequency peaks, and if your awareness rises with it, you can channel it. That's why this day is often associated with breakthroughs, sudden clarity, and moments when life seems to click. Those who understand this don't stumble into luck, they align with opportunity. And that's what this message is here to do, to help you align. Because attracting this message isn't about stumbling across a video. It's about resonance. The words, the timing, even the energy you're bringing to this moment are forming a bridge between your inner and outer world. That's why so few people will find it. Only those who are ready to receive will recognize its pull. Over the next few minutes, we'll uncover what this moment means for you and why it arrived exactly now. Maybe you felt disconnected lately, searching for a sign that you're still on the right path. Maybe you've been taking quiet steps toward your dreams and wondering when they'll finally materialize. This day, October 22nd, might just be the energetic answer you've been waiting for. You'll learn how small shifts in your awareness today can activate a larger chain reaction, I'll explain how certain energy peaks influence not only your emotions but also your decisions, the way people respond to you, and the opportunities that seem to appear from nowhere. You'll also learn how to tune your frequency to stay aligned with this rare window of energy long after today ends, so you don't just feel inspired, but actually begin to see real results. And here's the truth most people don't know. When a specific energy day like this comes around, the universe doesn't send loud signals. It whispers. It nudges you through intuition, random thoughts, repeating numbers, or sudden urges to take action. But only those who are awake enough to listen will hear. Most ignore it and carry on as if nothing happened. But the 1%, the ones who see this message, feel its pull, and respond, step into a completely new vibration. That's why watching this until the end matters. Because this video isn't just about October 22nd. It's about using this energy to awaken a pattern that can keep working in your life for months to come. It's about learning to identify these energetic doorways when they open, so you never miss them again. And by the time you finish, you'll know exactly how to recognize the signs that the universe is aligning in your favor, and how to respond so your manifestation doesn't slip away. So take a deep breath and stay present. The fact that you're still here means your energy is already synchronizing with this frequency. You don't need to force anything, just listen. Let the words guide your awareness. Every part of this message is designed to help you remember something your intuition already knows, that you're not late, not lost, and not random. You're right on time. Before we move into the deeper part of this message, I want to welcome you to World of Possibilities, where every video is a key to awakening your inner potential and connecting with higher frequencies of consciousness. If this message resonates with you so far, I invite you to subscribe and be part of this growing circle of awareness. Every week, we release messages like this one, designed to realign your thoughts, energy, and focus toward your highest path. So stay with me until the very end, because in the next moments, we'll uncover the hidden energy behind October 22nd, the subtle signals that reveal you're part of the 1%, and the exact steps you should take once you feel the pull. This day is not an accident. You're here for a reason. And when you understand why, everything around you will begin to shift in your favor. The countdown has already started. Let's begin. October 22nd stands out as one of those days that carries a distinct vibration, a quiet shift in the rhythm of energy that many sense but few understand. Across time and culture, certain dates have been seen as energetic gateways, moments when invisible cycles align, and the veil between intention and manifestation becomes thinner. These are not myths or coincidences. Energy moves in cycles, just like the tides, the moon, and the seasons. When these cycles reach specific intersections, a window opens. A brief moment when transformation happens more easily, when clarity appears where confusion once lived. On days like October 22nd, this energetic intersection becomes more noticeable. The universe operates through frequency, through repeating patterns that influence both the world around us and the inner world within us. Just as our bodies respond to the rising and setting sun, our energy responds to universal timing. There are moments when that rhythm accelerates, when thoughts, emotions, and external events start moving in harmony. October 22nd represents one of those alignments. It's a day charged with the vibration of movement, reflection, and creation. If you pay close attention today, you might sense a shift in your mood or thoughts, a subtle urge to make changes, to release, or to begin something new. That's the energetic pull of this gateway. Spiritual traditions have long described such moments as portals of energy. These aren't physical doors, but fields of resonance where awareness heightens. They appear at certain points in the year when cosmic frequencies overlap, forming a space that amplifies your intentions. Some describe it as divine timing, others as universal flow. Whatever you call it, the feeling is the same. Something within you feels called to respond. The number 22 itself carries symbolic power across many traditions. It's known as the Master Builder, the vibration that bridges the gap between spiritual vision and material reality. When that number aligns with a specific date, it creates a pattern of balance between what you dream of and what you can bring into form. That's why October 22nd holds such strong energy for manifestation and awakening. It's a day when the unseen supports the seen, when energy supports action, and when faith finds evidence in motion. Yet, most people move through this day unaware of what's happening around them. They might feel restless or unusually emotional without understanding why. They sense the pull but ignore it, brushing it off as coincidence or mood. That's where the real difference lies between those who drift through and those who awaken. The shift begins not when you feel it, but when you respond to it. Awareness alone isn't enough. The 1% who attract messages like this don't just notice, they act. They lean in when something stirs within them. They follow the whisper instead of waiting for a shout. October 22nd invites exactly that, a conscious response. The energy is moving whether you believe in it or not, but what determines your experience is your participation. When you tune in, you start to align with what this gateway offers: renewed direction, mental clarity, and emotional release. You begin to recognize patterns that once went unnoticed. That awareness transforms ordinary moments into meaningful ones, because now you're moving in sync with the flow rather than against it. This is why today feels different. It's not just a random date. It's a checkpoint in your energetic timeline, a moment where you're being asked to stop running on autopilot and start listening. Many people will feel the nudge, the restlessness, or the sudden insight, but only a few will understand that it's the universe saying, respond. Recognizing that you're among the 1% doesn't come with loud signals or dramatic changes. It begins quietly, in moments most people would overlook. You may notice that today feels different. Maybe the air around you carries a strange stillness, or your thoughts seem clearer than usual. There's a subtle shift happening inside, a sense that something unseen is aligning. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your awareness is tuned into a frequency most people can't sense. One of the first signs is sudden clarity. It can arrive without warning, a thought that connects everything, a realization that explains what once confused you. It feels as if a light has been switched on in your mind, not through logic, but through recognition. You just know. The path, the answer, or the next step becomes obvious, and there's no longer a need to overthink. This is how alignment speaks. Not through noise, but through certainty. Then comes the calm. While others may feel anxious, restless, or impatient, you find yourself oddly centered. Even if things around you seem chaotic, there's a peace that doesn't make sense to the mind, but feels right to the heart. That calm isn't ignorance or avoidance. It's awareness. It's the feeling of being guided. You sense that everything is unfolding as it should, and you don't feel the urge to force outcomes anymore. That stillness is one of the strongest signs that you've stepped into the 1% frequency. Another sign is intuitive knowing, those moments when you can't explain how you know something, yet you do. It could be a thought, a decision, or even a person that feels significant. Intuition doesn't argue or justify, it simply is. You may find yourself drawn towards specific ideas, numbers, or even people today without understanding why. That's how energy communicates. It bypasses logic and goes straight to resonance. The 1% trust this feeling, while most dismiss it as coincidence or imagination. The difference between those who sense and those who respond lies in how they treat these subtle cues. Most people experience confusion, doubt, or hesitation when something feels unusual. They question their instincts, second-guess their emotions, and wait for proof before acting. The 1%, however, move differently. They understand that the first feeling is often the truest. They act on their intuition, even when logic can't explain it yet. This willingness to trust unseen guidance is what separates them from the rest. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, did something feel different today? Did you notice an unusual peace in the middle of stress? Did you get a clear thought or a gut feeling that seemed to come from nowhere? These are not random occurrences. They are the signs that your energy has aligned with something greater, that you've entered the flow others can't perceive. You might have noticed small synchronicities, repeating numbers, a song that speaks directly to your thoughts, or a conversation that mirrors your inner dialogue. These are confirmations that you're tuned in. The universe communicates through patterns, and when you start noticing them, it's proof that you are awake to the frequency of guidance. Recognizing you're among the 1% isn't about feeling superior or chosen. It's about awareness. It's about noticing what others ignore and allowing intuition to lead where logic hesitates. The calm, the clarity, the knowing, these are invitations to move with the energy instead of resisting it. They are your proof that you've entered alignment, that you're not just feeling the shift, but living it. What makes the 1% attract messages like this is not luck, fate, or coincidence? It's the result of a certain inner state, a way of being that invites energy instead of blocking it. The 1% live in quiet openness. They've learned that receiving new energy requires releasing old patterns. They understand that holding on to limiting beliefs or rigid expectations creates resistance. So they let go, not because they stop caring, but because they trust that something greater moves when they make space for it. Being open doesn't mean believing everything or chasing every idea. It means staying flexible, allowing new understanding to enter without the need to control it. Most people live in mental loops, repeating the same thoughts day after day. They expect change while clinging to old stories about who they are or what's possible. But the 1% approach life differently. They keep their minds light. They release what no longer resonates. Old fears, outdated opinions, emotional attachments that drain their energy. When the heart and mind become clear, awareness expands naturally, and that's when messages like this find their way in. Alignment is another key. It's not about perfection or constant positivity. Alignment means your actions, thoughts, and emotions point in the same direction. You say what you mean. You follow through on what you feel guided to do. Even small, consistent choices build the energy of alignment. Waking up grateful, being honest in your conversations, treating others with integrity. These are not random acts. They are energetic statements that tell the universe you're ready to receive. The 1% doesn't wait for a perfect moment to act in truth. They live it daily, in simple, steady ways that strengthen their vibration. When you live in alignment, life starts responding differently. Opportunities show up. People who match your energy cross your path. Your intuition sharpens. It's as if the world begins to speak your language. You no longer chase signs. They come to you naturally because your frequency matches what you seek. That's what attracting the message really means. The message doesn't appear to those who demand it. It appears to those who are ready for it. Awareness is the third piece. The 1% pay attention to what's happening inside them. They don't run from uncomfortable feelings or silence their thoughts with distraction. They observe. When anger rises, they ask why. When peace appears, they listen. When inspiration strikes, they write it down or take a step toward it. Awareness turns inner noise into guidance. It's how they catch the whisper before it fades. Most people hear that whisper too, but they're too busy to notice. They move so fast that intuition becomes background noise. The 1% slow down just enough to feel it. Through openness, alignment, and awareness, they create an energetic space that welcomes messages like this. These qualities are not rare gifts. They are habits cultivated through intention. When you practice them, you start to feel lighter, more connected, more awake. You begin to sense meaning in moments that once felt random. You realize that you don't attract messages by chasing them, but by becoming receptive enough to receive them. Energy flows where resistance ends. The 1% have simply mastered the art of staying open, aligned, and aware. And in doing so, they naturally attract what the rest of the world is still searching for. If you feel the energy moving within you right now, that subtle pull, that quiet sense of awareness, the most powerful thing you can do is pause. Don't rush to analyze it or explain it. Just stop for a moment and breathe. In that pause, you create space for clarity to arrive. The energy you're sensing isn't demanding, it's guiding. It doesn't need you to react impulsively. It needs you to be still long enough to let it settle in your awareness. When you pause, you shift from being caught in the moment to witnessing it. That's where understanding begins. As you breathe, notice what's happening inside. Maybe your heart feels lighter, or your body feels calm. Maybe your thoughts are racing, or you're unsure what to make of it. Whatever it is, don't fight it, just observe. The act of pausing is like tuning an instrument before you play. It helps you align your inner vibration with what's trying to reach you. It's easy to overlook this step, but this small moment of stillness can change everything. It transforms the feeling from something vague into something meaningful. Once you've paused and allowed yourself to be present, move to the next step, acknowledgement. This is where you silently say, yes, I feel it, I see you. Those simple words turn awareness into connection. You're letting the energy know that you're paying attention. Too often, people dismiss these feelings as random or insignificant. But the truth is, every intuitive nudge, every spark of insight, every sense of, I just know, is a form of communication. When you acknowledge it, you strengthen that connection. The universe speaks through energy, and acknowledgement is your way of answering back. You might not understand what the feeling means right away. And that's perfectly fine. Don't force meaning. Just trust that by recognizing it, you've already done something rare. Most people ignore the whisper. You chose to hear it. That single act already shifts your energy from passive to responsive. The third step is to act, but gently. You don't need to make massive changes or dramatic decisions. The energy doesn't ask for leaps, it asks for alignment. Listen to your next impulse. It might be something simple, a thought to message someone, an urge to write something down, or a feeling that tells you to take a walk or change your routine. Follow it, even if it feels small. The universe rarely begins with loud instructions. It begins with whispers that become clearer with every step you take. Taking small, aligned action tells the energy that you're ready to participate. It's a conversation between your inner world and the outer world, a back and forth flow of response and guidance. The 1% understand that responding to these gentle nudges builds trust with the universe. Each time you act, even in the smallest way, you strengthen your intuitive connection. Over time, those small actions compound, leading to breakthroughs that seem almost effortless. And remember, it's not about perfection. You're not being tested on how flawlessly you respond. What matters is that you do respond. Energy isn't measuring your precision, it's recognizing your willingness. You'll notice that once you begin responding consciously, you won't move the same way anymore. You'll pause more often, listen more deeply, and act with more clarity. You'll stop chasing signs and start aligning with them. So when you feel that quiet spark inside, pause, acknowledge it, then take one small step toward what feels right. That's how the 1% move. They don't try to control the message, they flow with it. They trust that every gentle nudge carries direction. And in that trust, they find the clarity, peace, and momentum that the rest of the world is still waiting to discover. Every energetic moment comes with a choice, to respond or to ignore. When a message like this reaches you, it's not just a coincidence, it's an invitation. The universe doesn't force transformation, it offers openings. But those openings don't stay forever. If you feel the pull and decide to dismiss it, the energy quietly moves on, waiting for the next cycle, the next alignment. Life continues, but something subtle shifts. A door that was open begins to close. Not out of punishment, but because energy follows movement. When you stand still, the flow moves around you instead of through you. Ignoring the message doesn't mean you failed. It simply delays what could already be unfolding. Many people feel the same call you feel now. That nudge to do something different, that voice that whispers, "This means something." But comfort often wins. Doubt wins. The logical mind says, "It's nothing," and the opportunity slips away quietly. It's easy to go back to routine, to the same habits, to the same noise. Yet deep down, a part of you knows that something was trying to reach you, and that silence feels heavier once you realize you didn't respond. Every moment of awareness carries a window of power. When that window opens, it's meant to be entered, not analyzed. The timing of messages like this isn't random. It aligns with your readiness, your thoughts, and your vibration. That's why ignoring it can feel like missing something you can't quite name. The moment doesn't disappear forever, but it may not return in the same way again. The next opportunity might come months or even years later during another energetic shift. But by then, the momentum of now will have passed. Still, if you choose to respond, even with the smallest step, everything begins to change. A simple yes, a single decision to act with awareness, can open more doors than you can see right now. Responding is not about dramatic moves or grand gestures. It's about saying inwardly, "I'm listening." That acknowledgement alone changes your energy. It tells the universe that you're willing, that you're awake, that you're part of the flow. When you make that shift, life starts to meet you halfway. Events rearrange. People show up. Insights appear. The smallest changes begin to ripple outward, creating results that feel almost magical. If you've already felt that quiet confirmation, that inner yes, then congratulations. You've stepped into your version of intentional living. You're no longer drifting through the current of randomness. You're moving with purpose. That choice separates the aware from the unaware, the active from the passive. It doesn't make you better, it makes you ready. You're not being rewarded for being special. You're being aligned because you were willing. The truth is, transformation doesn't choose favorites. It answers openness. The universe works with those who listen, who act, and who trust the flow enough to move with it. Being part of the 1% isn't about standing above others. It's about saying yes when others hesitate. It's about being courageous enough to follow what feels right even when it doesn't make sense yet. That willingness is what turns simple awareness into reality. The door is open now. Whether you walk through it or wait for the next one is up to you. If this message touched something inside you, take a moment and honor that. Don't let it fade as just another video. Reflect right now and type in the comments, "I'm ready," or share the one word that came to your mind while listening. That small act anchors your intention. It tells the universe, "I heard the message, and I'm responding." If you know someone who might also be open, someone who's been feeling the same quiet pull, share this message with them. Sometimes, a single reminder at the right moment can shift an entire path. Be the reason someone else wakes up today. And if you want more messages like this, quiet guidance, powerful reminders, and energetic alignments, make sure you subscribe to World of Possibilities and ring the bell so you never miss what's meant for you. Every message is a step on your path, each one carrying energy that finds those who are ready. Today is October 22nd. If you felt the pull, you are among the 1%. Recognize it, respond to it, and welcome the shift that's already beginning. The energy today isn't loud, it's subtle, like a whisper in the background of your thoughts. The message doesn't shout, it calls softly. The question is, will you hear it? Congratulations in advance, because by listening, by responding, by being here right now, your journey has already begun. Like this video, comment, "I'm ready." Share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to World of Possibilities for more awakening moments just like this.